Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening. It is Monday, Thursday. So let's start out today with a 1-minute moment of silence. Amen. Thank you. Welcome to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. I'm excited to have you here as always. As you know, this year is all about reaching out to help our young men. Our topic for this month is reaching out for awareness. There's so much going on in the world today. It's important to point out those things that are relevant to our young people, things that they may not think about from day to day, and as well, everyone around them needs to be aware of these things also. So this month we are talking about things that they should be aware of. But today on Thursday Live, Coach Deborah, my topic is signs. Signs. We're going to be talking about signs. But before we do that, please make sure that you like, share, comment. You can comment as we go along. If you have something that you want to say in addition, put in your comments. We like comments. If you have any future topics that you would like to have on, or if you would like to be a guest on Build Your Best Life, add it to the comments. As well, make sure that you have liked my Build Your Best Life page so that I can see your name when it pops up in your comments. Subscribe to my YouTube page in case things go down on Facebook or Twitter. You can still get the live broadcast on YouTube. Again, today we are talking about signs. Some statistics I would like to give you first. Homicide causes less than, not to say this is, it's a mere thing, but it causes less than 16,000 lives each year compared to suicide due to depression, which was over 41,000. So homicides, less than 16,000. Suicides as a result of depression, over 41,000. Huge difference, huge difference. Depression is the number one cause of disability for those ages 15 to 44. Yes, that's not an error. Ages 15 to 44 is the number one cause of disability. And that could come from attempted suicide that did not result in death, but ended up with some type of disability. The above statistics represent the United States alone. Worldwide, depression impacts over 300 million people. Over 300 million. So based on these facts, I think it is essential that we learn the signs so that we can be proactive. And yes, I say we, because it takes all of us reaching out and working together. That's parents, grandparents, neighbors, educators, pastors, coaches. It takes all of us. We need to know the signs so that you can look for these signs in your loved ones, even your employees, your students, others. Sometimes parents may get busy, they don't catch it, or they don't know what signs to look for. Their kids are trying to hide the signs. So if more people know the signs, maybe we can have a larger impact on that number of depressions and getting our young people help. So these are some of the signs that I'm going to give you. Okay, one is a loss of pleasure. A loss of pleasure. So, you're thinking about someone that was fun-loving, happy all the time. Now, from one moment to the next, is something totally different. It's totally different. They're moody now. Excuse me. And they may seem antsy. Nothing's going on. There's nothing. Nobody is really talking about any vital topics. There's nothing exciting on the news. But they're kind of antsy. And again, once they were always happy, but now whenever you look around, they have this sad expression on their face. Like the face behind me in blue. Everyone else is smiling, so there's nothing sad going on, but they are depressed. Okay. Another one we have is feelings of guilt. Feelings of guilt. Now, they haven't done anything. There's nothing that anyone is accusing them of. But all of a sudden, they're showing feelings of guilt. They will begin to apologize for events that may have happened 5 years ago, last year. And you're wondering, why are they saying they're sorry for something that happened so long ago or something I didn't know about? They apologize when things are unnecessary. You bump into them, they say, oh, I'm sorry. You dropped something. I'm sorry you dropped that. And they're trying to help you pick it up. What's going on? And you see them looking a certain type of way. And you might say, well, what's going on with you today? I can't do anything right. I just feel worthless sometimes. And you say, well, why are you feeling worthless? If you take the time to stop and ask, and they may say, oh, nothing, and keep going. But do you stop to ask, why are you feeling worthless? These are signs. These are signs. So lack of pleasure, feeling guilt. Now this one you may find hard to believe, and that's, excuse me, problems concentrating. You look at elderly people, people that are getting up there, and you say, oh, they have problems concentrating all the time, so it's no big thing. But when you talking about teenagers, young adults, all of a sudden they have problems concentrating, what's going on? So they were once alert, knowledgeable, any topic that someone came up with, they were in the conversation. They had, information, relevant information to add to the conversation. But now it's like they're looking like they're not hearing what's going on in the room. It doesn't matter what's going on in the room. It's irrelevant. They walk in a room and they're just standing. And it's like, what's going on? Their grades are slipping because they're not able to concentrate on their work. You can see them, they're supposed to be working on their homework, and you might see them and what do? Do you yell and say, hey, you better get that homework done, you know you got to go to bed? Do you stop and say, what's going on? You have a headache? Something went on today that you want to talk about? Do you see the signs? Do you wonder, why they're holding their head? They say they don't have a headache, so why is this once bubbly, normal person now just sitting there with their head in their hand, and just like they're oblivious to what's going on? You might see them as they get dressed for school or dressed to go somewhere. They may come out with one outfit on. You may see them 5 minutes later, they have something different on. Yet you may look again, 30 minutes later, they have on something different. So I thought you had on something different. I can't make up my mind what I want to wear. Does that sound like your child? Is it unusual? Is it a sign? Are you paying attention to what you're seeing? They may not be saying much, but even, what's going on? It's a sign. We have to pay attention to the signs. They are so relevant. So is there loss of pleasure, feelings of guilt, problems concentrating? Have their sleep changed as well? It's like I say, just sleep. I don't really watch how they sleep. Well, I don't mean while they are asleep, you watching to see if they're breathing, not breathing. That's not what I mean. I mean, is this someone that will come in, maybe do some chores, do homework, maybe look at some TV or get on social media or some electronic, then go to bed at a reasonable time, maybe no later than 10:30. They would get up on time for school, but now all of a sudden, you look, you think they're in bed, they've had their bath, but you can hear noises. It doesn't sound like they're asleep. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. Hi, you going to bed? I'm in the bed. Okay. 30 minutes, hour later, you might hear a noise every now and then. You having problems going to sleep? You need to ask, because that's a sign. Where before they had regular patterns of going to bed at a certain time within maybe a 30-minute window, at a certain time for getting up in the morning because they have to be somewhere at a certain time. But all of a sudden, not so much. And it's like in the morning, they would get up by themselves and off of school. You notice that the school is calling because they didn't come to school or they were late. Well, why were you late for school? Your school called. I woke up late. You woke up late. Okay, this is someone that has never woken up late. They don't even use an alarm clock. But they have a pattern. They go to sleep a certain time, they get up, they do their thing. They know what has to be done. They've always done it. But all of a sudden, you hear rumblings late at night. They're not getting up in the morning. You're looking at them, they're dragging, they're looking tired. So you say, well, you were late because you couldn't get up. Did you go to bed on time? Yeah, you remember I was in bed? Okay, you were in bed. Did you go to sleep? I couldn't go to sleep. Why couldn't you go to sleep? Was something on your mind? Did something happen in school yesterday? Something going on at the college? Did something happen at the job? What's going on? Nothing. Just couldn't go to sleep. Okay, maybe one night, because maybe they had a little bit too much caffeine on a particular day. But if you see that happening as a pattern, that's a sign. You need to know the signs. You know, the educator, if parents don't notice, maybe the parents leave before the children are old enough to get themselves up and ready for school by themselves. Parents are already gone. Teachers noticing this child was always here when I got to school. Now they're late every day. I have them for first period, but they're late. What's going on? A student in college, professor doesn't see them. When they see them, they sneaking in the back late and maybe slump down in their seat or whatever. Professors may not get involved, but if they're in school, where is the educator saying something? Is the educator notifying home or the dean, so the dean can call home? These things are important. But if your child's sleep patterns have changed, there may be a problem. That could possibly be a sign that regular sleep pattern is now been taken over by insomnia. They can't go to sleep. They can't wake up. They toss and turn during the night. They're staying up. They may go to sleep, but then they wake up. When they wake up, they can't go back to sleep. Find out what's going on. It's a sign. We are talking about signs, and parents, we have to be able to recognize these signs and take action. We have to take action. I'm going to, in case you tuned in late, I'm going to go back up here and read these statistics again. Why this is so important. Homicides, less than 16,000 during a year, while deaths related to suicide because of depression, over 41,000. That's a big difference, 41,000 and 16,000. Depression is the number one cause of disability in those ages 15 to 44. That's your teenagers. Depression is causing disability, attempted suicides. There are 300 million people around the world suffering from depression. You have to be proactive. You have to know these signs, parents. You need to be able to recognize these signs, talk with your children, and get them help if they need help. And if they are showing some of these signs, they need help. Okay, another one, loss of energy. Now, I guess you say, well, if they're not sleeping, there's no wonder there's a loss of energy. but sometimes they can not get a lot of sleep because some of them do get in a pattern of not sleeping many hours, which they actually, based on their ages, need the sleep, but they should have energy. We're talking about young people. They should have lots and lots of energy. So if for some reason you're seeing all of a sudden less energy, they're consistently tired. And when I say tired, it's not just because you're saying, hey, you didn't take out the garbage. Oh, but I'm just so tired. No, they're not telling you they're tired, but you can look at them. Eyes are red, darkness under their eyes. Eyes are bagging. They're just, look like they're just at the end of their ropes. They are exhausted. It may come from some of the insomnia, but it's their mind. Their mind is not focused on anything concrete. They are fighting depression and it's draining them. They don't want to go outside. They stop doing their homework because they can't concentrate. Remember, it's hard to concentrate. They're not participating in conversations. This is someone that used to sit at the dining table, you're eating, they're cracking jokes, bothering with their siblings. You're having to say, cut it out and eat, you need to go do your homework. But now they don't want to do anything. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to go outside. You don't see them, texting on the electronics. They're just about done. Don't tell me you can't see the signs. What do you think's going on with them? You think they're in love and they lost their girlfriend or boyfriend, or they don't know how to ask somebody to go out? No, it's deeper than that. Listen at these signs. I'm telling you, please pay attention and heed these signs. Here's another one: appetite and weight. Appetite and weight. And I'm not saying overweight either. It could go either way. It can be gaining weight or losing weight. So, you're someone that, love to eat, and you know how teenagers can eat you out of house and home. They eat everything you cook. They eat fast food, always snacking. They may very seldom be eating anything. You didn't eat your dinner. You just didn't touch it. I'm not hungry. Why you're not hungry? You in love? Just not hungry. So you're watching a child that's been eating. They're not overweight or anything. They just love to eat, and because they're a teenager and they're doing a lot of activities, they're not overweight. So everything's been fine, but all of a sudden they stop eating. That's a sign. Or the opposite. Maybe before they only ate certain things. They ate, they were nutritious eaters. They ate fruits and vegetables. They didn't eat after a certain time in the evening. They didn't eat a lot of carbs. They didn't eat fast food. But now, every time you look, they want to stop and get fast food. They're eating snacks. You hear paper rattling in the bedroom at night. What's going on in there? You're supposed to be asleep. Oh, I was hungry. I got a snack. It's 12 o'clock. What do you mean you got a snack? Then they begin to gain weight. Not to mention that gaining the weight may make them become obese, and then that can be a health issue, as well as their peers may begin to bully them or something. So then that's going to add. Remember I was talking about that pressure cooker Saturday? That's going to add to what's going on. So now you got all this other stuff going on. So if your child goes from being just eating to not eating, or from eating well-balanced meals, small portions, to just eating everything in sight, that can be a sign. Especially if you got weight gains and weight losses, because, we talk about obesity a lot, but Anorexia is a thing as well. You know, they can make themselves throw up and lose the weight. These are all signs. If you're just coming in, please, please, please like and share this post. I know that there are people that are having problems with their young people, and they've mentioned this, and you didn't have anything to say, but today you're hearing different signs, so you can tell them, hey, I got something that you need to look at. Check out this video on Build Your Best Life. You can look at it on, but I'm not on social media. Well, you don't have to be on social media to go on YouTube and look at a video. Go on YouTube and check it out. You need to look at it. We parents, educators, grandparents, godparents, coaches, we all need to know these signs of depression so we can do something. We can reach out and assist and help. So please, please, please share this post with someone. Please, please, please. The last one I have is having suicidal thoughts. Having suicidal thoughts. So you may say, yeah, but how would I know that? I would know if they have suicidal thoughts. Okay, before they get to the point of suicide, some of these other signs are going to pop up. They're not just going to wake up one day and they just happy-go-lucky and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I'm gone. I'm out. No, you're going to see some of these signs. They can't sleep. They stop eating. They can't concentrate. They're eating too much. They're not doing homework anymore. They're sad. They're apologizing for things. You don't even know what they're apologizing for. Some of these things are going on. So there are going to be some signs before the suicide stuff comes. But if you see signs sometimes of markings on their body, they've been wearing, sleeveless, some people call them wife beaters. Dudes be wearing the wife beaters or T-shirts showing their muscles, and young ladies we got their midriff out and got on their little shorts, and all of a sudden they start wearing long pants and sleeves, and they doing their hands like this. Okay, you can find out what's going on. You might say, oh, they probably just got a tattoo and don't want me to see it. No, they may be cutting themselves. You know, that's a thing. Yeah, they could have a tattoo, but you as an adult, as a parent, as a guardian, as the one in charge, need to find out what it is. Is it one of these signs? Have they been cutting themselves? And do you see a real deep scar on their wrist? What is that from? Because, a lot of times you may go out of town because they're a teenager. Oh, you can stay here by yourself. I got to go to a work conference this weekend. Your grandma will come by and check on you Saturday, but you'll be fine. Or do you want to go stay with Granny? No, I'm fine. I'll stay home. I got it, Mom. No problem. I've been staying by myself. I'm good. You're gone. They could have tried to commit suicide and a friend found them, or somebody, maybe Granny came by and Granny didn't want to mention it to you or whatever. But if you need to check your kids out, it's not, time's out for, oh, they're older now. They know right from wrong. I trust them. They can be on their own. No, that's good. You can trust them, but you still got to check for certain things. There are a lot of things that go on. Depression is real among our young people. So you got to look for these signs. So, you might see medication that you hadn't seen before. They may accidentally leave it on the dresser or in their room somewhere because they clean up their room, but you happen to say, oh, you know what? I need to do a deep clean. I'm going in there. And you found a bottle of pills. Where'd they get these from? There's some in here, so I guess they're not taking them. Maybe somebody left them here. Yeah, maybe they have been taking them, but they didn't take enough. Or maybe they been taking one here and one there from a grandparent or somebody's house that they've been to. They know how to get pills and store them. These are signs. Check into the signs. Stop, take time, and listen, have that conversation with them. I'm not going to go into the conversation piece. I talked about that the other day, but you got to have those conversations where you're doing the listening. You can, hey, do we need to talk? I think we need to talk because I'm seeing some things and I'm uncomfortable with it. Maybe they'll come clean if you're not yelling, not judging. Hopefully they will. If they don't, but you can see that something is definitely wrong, then it is up to you to get them some help. Sometimes it may be something that's going on that once you get them to say what it is, you can assist them. So just say that somebody was really, really, giving them a hard time, bullying them to the point that it was just devastating them, the things that they were doing to them, because people can do some pretty ugly things. But maybe if you have that talk, you talk it out, you give them some suggestions to see if those suggestions work. If not, if it was something on social media, you get off social media. So that way they can't harass you. If you got to go to another school, if you got to do what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do that's best for your child. So you might say, well, that's running away. Well, no, because some people nowadays, you never know what they will do. So you can't just stay in harm's way if it's a harmful situation. But if you think it's something that you can work, you work it out. But if it's something where they need a therapist that they, it's going on so long that it's something deep rooted and they need a therapist, you need to get them help. Some of these things that I mentioned, these signs, cries for help. They want help. They want you to pay attention. They want you to listen. Sometimes it's like, hey, do you see me over here? You have a child and they're making all A's, and so you're so pleased. They say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They keep their room clean, and that's the end of the conversation. You never look into anything else. There can be some other things going on. You have to stop. Take the time to communicate with them. Be on the alert. Communicate with them. Look for these signs. Look for the nonverbals. See those pictures behind me? Look at those smiling faces over there. Look at that one sad face. If you used to seeing your child look like this, hey, what's going on? And all of a sudden they're looking like that, like this. You shouldn't like that. You should want to know what's going on. So there's something going on they're not saying, but I can see their body's telling me something. I need to, take heed and pay attention. So get them help. And please, 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 you look at your child, you know they need help. You can see it. But you say, you know what? Might be just a phase. I'm just going to wait it out. Or you really don't want to admit it. You see that something's wrong. Something is clearly wrong. But you don't want to admit it. That can't be happening to my child. Not my child. They're okay. They're going to be okay. It's just a phase. They're going to get over it. Don't do that. You don't want others to know. There may be someone in your family that can help you. You sit down and talk with them. The child's been around them. Well, have you noticed, blah, blah, blah. But you don't want it to get out. You don't want it to be known. Like back in the day, they used to hide everything that went on. Don't tell our business. What it goes on in the house stays in the house. And people just carried that stuff around with them for years and years and years. You don't want others to know. Do you want your child to get better? So don't do that. Don't try to keep it on the low key. You're in denial. You can clearly see that if something is wrong, but not my child. They're going to be okay. It's all good. Don't do that. If you look at your child and all these signs I've given you, and you see some of these signs, you noticing these signs, don't say it's a phase. Don't say that, it can't be. Don't say not your child. Don't be in denial. Don't say we got to keep it in the house. Get some help for your child. Please, please, please. Remember that number earlier? 41,000 suicides as a result of depression. We need to get that number way, 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 way down. Now that, that is just super sad. That is way exceeding homicide deaths. So there is a problem. So that's why, this month is all about awareness. And I believe that these signs can be instrumental in you helping your child, and they can go on to build their best lives. So, answer the cries for help. Just answer those cries. They're asking for help. They're begging for it. Please step up and help them. I know you love your child and you want the best for them. So please heed these signs and give them some assistance. Thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you. And please, please, please share. And I do appreciate you coming on here. It's on Saturday, April 8th, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Conversation with the guys. Yes, they're going to be talking about manners and respect. Where are they, young man? Some things change, but then other things, they just don't change. They remain constant. So the guys are going to be talking about that Saturday. Please join them 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will be on, and they are always relevant. They always have something hot. Love to hear those four guys. So please tune in. We're going to have, it's going to be hosted by Dr. Coach Kevin Wilburn. We're going to have Elder Joseph Levette, Deacon Dan Smith, and Ricardo Miller Jr., RJ. So please tune in for them. And again, thank you for tuning in, because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us here today on Build Your Best Life. So as you go along your busy way, you may encounter a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Stop. Reach out and give the young man a helping hand. If we all reach out together, we can impact more young men. So please help me. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. See you Saturday morning. Enjoy your weekend as we celebrate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. But I'll see you Saturday. Bye-bye.